We are below the middle of that paragraph, on page AyinBase 8. The line begins with legubay ha-etzem. So we are learning about the principle of the relationship between the oir and the etzem. Normally, etzem and oir have a very close relationship. Oir is reflective of what the etzem is. That's just like in the nefesh. The oir of the nefesh is chayus, and that's reflective of what the nefesh is chay be'etzem. Same thing is in the case of the sun. But l'maylo, that relationship does not exist, because l'maylo atzmus does not have any presence whatsoever, and there is nothing that can be expressed in oir that well, this is what atzmus is. Oir, by definition, has to have some kind of a function. Atzmus has no function. So we're struggling with all this, as he pointed out all the time. There is an enormously significant and profound effect of understanding these things. For one thing, we pointed out that as a result of this understanding, as we said over here on top of this section, that that toy from atzmus is only due to the fact that this is Ritzoyin, this is his will, which is not a reflective of atzmus. In other words, the union of oyer from atzmus is a proactive will. It is not just because atzmus is there, therefore it is oyer. Which means to us that all existence from Atmos, from Locus, is entirely by intent and by focus. This is what he wants. There's nothing there that is inadvertent. Here, not yet. I want to. We skipped it when we first learned it, and we also want to focus on one word on the very top of this paragraph. When you start saying, that in truth, that the fact that an oil is nimtzim ha'atzmus is only kahor etzeinai. We pointed out many times that whenever this term be'emes is invoked, it is alluding to something that we are trying to incorporate this, so to speak, in seichel, in logical form, but in fact it is outside of that realm. It's outside of seichel. It's in be'emes. You can only relate to it from the approach of emes, not from a seichel approach or a logical approach. Because here we're saying that this is oyer. And oir, by definition, as we said many times, is a reflection of the etzem. That's what oir is. And it comes b'derech mamela. And that's why oir actually brings the presence of the etzem, just like the sunlight and so forth. And here we're saying no, that the oir, this is oir, and it qualifies as oir, and yet it comes b'rotzim. Kach b'rotzim. It's not an automatic thing. And this is what's going to be discussed as we go on. So I said we're going to be on the line that begins legubay ha-etzem, below the middle of the page. Yesh lo imar. To explain this in Sharei ha'oir hu gam kim bria, that in fact the oir is also a creation. Mehai maimer ihi oir, and it is originated in the maimer, in the utterance when it says ihi oir. It says in the pasuk, the first day of creation, ihi oir, and ihi oir, this is what initiated all aspects of oir. V'chein hu mitzius ha'oir b'madrega ha'yesher elyeinu. That is true. In the mitzius ha'oir, in the presence of oir, madrega ha'yesher elyeinu, in the most highest level of oir, the high the bechinas gilui hakav. What is the madrega ha'yesher elyeinu of oir? Is gilui hakav. What happened with the oil before the calf? The calf came after the tzimtzum. So this is what the Rebbe is going to explain. Madrega yesher elyeinu of oil is bechinas gilui hakav, shehu ha'oir lahoir ha'olamas, which is the oil that illuminates and brings elokus in olamas, in worlds. And hareihu alidei hatzimtzum shehoya bein Yisrael. And this kav came as a result of the tzimtzum that was affected in Oyer Yisrael. It is not a direct gilui of Oyer Yisrael. This is came the tzimtzum, and then came the kav, the Oyer of Hashachas to Oyerus. And as is known, the kmei shehu kol be'atzmusoi, that the oir in the state where it is kol be'atzmusoi, which is actually incorporated and part of the etzem, the high no oir in sof shelifnei hatzimtzum, which means the oir in sof before the tzimtzum. Harei ein b'mtzius oir. There it is not b'mtzius oir altogether. It is not to be called oir. That they had tzimtzum nase b'bchinas mitzius oir. The mitzius of oir came about as a result of the tzimtzum. וכמו שכותב בליקוטי תרם דאמסנו תיכו בחידש דרוש הבייס בהגו. Okay, anyone with me here? All right, let's just go on. The similar Inyan, as it is in the Oyr that has a Shachas to Oilams, the Oyr Hakam, that it came to a Tzimtzum, and prior to that it cannot be properly called Oyr. The same is true in the Metzius Ho'emen or Atzmos. Of Oyr coming from the Atzmos. The Yesh in the Shaykh Shom Metzius say that although we said that before the Tzimtzum there is not a Metzius of Oyr, we call more Koim Hareo Bechinas Gilu Legabe Ho'atzmos. Yet still it has the quality of Gilui relative to Atzmos. So we're saying that this Oyr Lifnei HaTzimtzum, the close Gilui Ho'er from Atzmos, that just as the Oyr Hakav came to the Tzimtzum, and before that it's not properly called Oyr, the same is true. The Oyr that comes from Atzmos, it says that it is not a Gilui that comes automatically from the Atzmos, reflective of Atzmos, but it's a Gilui that comes al Yidei Horotzain, through the Rotzin. Sha'arei ba'atzmus yizborech, since that in Atzmos in a Shaykh Leimer in a Tzimtzum Chas V'Sholem. In Atzmos, the idea of Tzimtzum is not applicable. Therefore, if we say that there is a Tzimtzum, this is not in Etzem Oyr, this is the Oyr as it comes to the Rotz. The same thing, we say the Gilui from Atzmos is not a Metzius Dover, is not a real Metzius, a presence. That this Gilui can be referred to as coming to Tzimtzum. The only thing that can be said about the Gilui from Atzmos is Shamash HaGilui Hu Berotzoin. That the Gilui is Berotzoin, is by choice, is by will. The Hainu Rak Mipnei Sheitzin is Borei B'Bchinas Gilui. This is only due to the fact that the Rotzin of Atzmos is that there should be Gilui. That's why there is Gilui. And Memela, and therefore, Ein HaGilui B'Bchinas Gilui Min ha-etzem. And thus, it follows that this Gilui is not a Gilui from the Etzem itself, because from the Etzem there would be no Gilui. It's an intentional decision on the part of Etzem that there should be Gilui. It's not a Gilui directly from the Etzem. All right, let's continue. We'll finish. We'll see whether we can put things in perspective a little bit on these things. Then it says in parentheses, Rotzo Leimer. What we mean to say is this: we say that the Gilui from the Atzem is berotzo. This is not to distinguish it from Beis and Nefesh. The Nefesh, because by Nefesh the Gilui gam kem berotzo. By Nefesh also the Gilui is berotzo. It is not automatic, not the hechach of the sun that has no choice but to give off light. Then the Gilui from the Nefesh is also berotzo. Still shenim sheha Gilui. When the Gilui it comes through from the Nefesh, hareyu Gilui min ha-etzem. It is a Gilui that is reflective of the Etzem. Because that's what the Etzem is. Etzem is Chai be'etzem. And therefore the Gilui is reflective of the Etzem, even though it is volitional. Whereas Lamailo it is berotzim, but it is not reflective of the Yetzim. And then he explains in parentheses the effect of berotzim. The whole gili shu berotzim. Any gili that comes berotzim, harei hu kmei shekodmei ha-heder. That means that this is gili berotzim, which means that before the gilotzim, before the giloid, it was absent. It wasn't there. Kodmei ha-heder, that the absence preceded the oil. Therefore, this is a new creation. I offered many times that we should go to something else.
Oh, now you're offering again?
I'm game, but I don't know.
You just have to sleep with Rabbi. You have to give us a benefit of the doubt. People didn't sleep properly.
The Zohar says, "Vayidem al-malil al-erdin l'shomim."
Right.
What is it saying? Sorry.
Ears.
Woe is the one who speaks to unhearing ears.
Mazla Chazeh.
You know what? Let's go to the next section. That is Bemis and the focus of the whole discussion. Maybe after we settle down, maybe in a proper moment, we'll get into this. In essence, as I said right in the beginning today, it says be'emes. Be'emes means that this is not something that can be structurally explained. It means that it cannot be explained up to because here we're saying that this is something which is oir, and yet it comes berotz, like a new creation. A new creation is not oir.
Oil means a reflection. Why can't oil be a new creation?
The principle of oir is the gilu of the etzem, of an etzem. That's the principle of oir. There are two different, distinct ways that effect can happen. One is by action, which is not the etzem. The etzem, like I say, they do an action. That's a clearly, excuse me, also comes from the nefesh order. But it has gone through a long process until it's mislabish in the goof, and it completely relates on the goof level. Let me see if I can explain what I'm saying. We are in a quagmire anyway, so might as well. You should understand that that's not too far-fetched. That if I move the cup over here, since it's a living human being that moves the cup, There are many layers of a human quality that precede the movement of the cup. Let's say on the simplest way, as we said recently, in the simplest way, I sense that the cup is not in the right place where it belongs. Just aesthetically, it doesn't fit. Yes, so even though there is an aesthetic thing, and this aesthetic thing is a nefesh thing, it is a sensitivity of the nefesh. But by the time it comes down to the actual action, it is not the rotzen that moves the cup. It's a koyach that to translate that is directed by the rotzen. But the koyach of moving the cup is a separate, is a much lower koyach. It is fulfilling the rotzen of the nefesh, but it's not the rotzen. So therefore, when you see this movement of the cup, to recognize that there is a rotzen behind it is many layers to see what is actually the cause for this move. In truth, the nefesh, all the kochas ha-nefesh are initially contained in the oil ha-nefesh. Can you follow that?
Kochas are contained in the oil. That's to say, they're more the ha-etzem. Kochas are in the oil. I don't know what that is.
That is to say, on our level. Also, that is not to say, that is to imply that any action that a person does in some distant way fits with his entire personality. Even though he's doing a very simple action. A human being cannot do an action that is completely devoid of himself. Whatever the significance of this is.
Right. Okay.
That message, that this cup should be over here, this is not nefesh. The nefesh couldn't kill it, this is oil ha-nefesh. This is how the nefesh is reflected in the goof, reflected in the world.
Yeah.
One second. Let me complete that statement. I hope I don't lose you, but we spoke many times about the info loy signoiv. Remember that? And we said loy signoiv in its source. Why loy signoiv? Because the Milo, it is impossible to be goynef.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one. Everything is in its right place, as defined by the source. On the contrary, we said in the Milo, there are no two people. There's only one reality. The same coming down in the Nefesh HaOdam. Nefesh HaOdam is chai ba'etzem. Therefore, in Nefesh HaOdam, there is no possibility that there should be anything that is not incongruent with the Nefesh. Where is the...
What's incongruent?
Doesn't fit. Where is that possibility first begin? In the oyer. Because the oyer ha-nefesh, the oyer ha-nefesh relates a person to the outside. Outside there could be multiple different situations. So therefore this moving of the cup in the right place is effectual, is initially is demanded by the oil nefesh, not by the nefesh. For the nefesh, everything is perfect.
Right. On the other hand, the position of the cup, why would this be beyond what the nefesh cares about? It's still one place is more fitting than another. Otherwise, it wouldn't be aesthetically pleasing or displeasing. One is better, or not?
To the nefesh itself?
Yeah. Why is we said it doesn't care? So why does it not?
No, that doesn't care. It's above it.
It's the same as not being concerned, having no opinion about it. But the or.
It is not there.
The nefesh is not there.
Let me explain to you what that means. You're standing on top of the Empire State Building and looking down on all the streets, a labyrinth of streets. Can you get lost?
No.
Why not? There are different streets. Because you're not in that confusion.
Okay. So then the other way, if for the nefesh all is perfect, why does the Ora Nefesh care?
Because Oil HaNefesh goes down to the ground. And it actually relates to the streets down there. And it leads you to the labyrinth.
And it makes arrangements according to what the Nefesh would want, or not?
That's right. But to find the Nefesh arrangement in this, in an outside is much more difficult.
But yes,
You have to put everything together.
Right, it's a difficult task, but I guess I'm stuck with thinking of the Or as a kind of ambassador of the Nefesh. And if the ambassador does things properly, then the king is pleased. If his ambassador does it inappropriately, the king is displeased. I guess I'm stuck with that.
The king was never involved in this.
Right. Then I'm wondering why it's Or, I guess.
The king was never involved in this. This is when the Nefesh bestows its graciousness to the goof. It should act in the goof level. For the Nefesh was never involved in this. And the Alter Rebbe says that the Nefesh is pure and Torah has only one focus, no matter what the situation. Even if a person does an Aveda, he is not involved in the Aveda.
But we said ore does not get contaminated, right?
Huh?
We said ore doesn't get contaminated by anything, so we don't say that about ore. Ore doesn't get dirty.
Oil itself does not get dirty, but because the oil is in the keli, and the oil cares about the keli, so therefore the oil is out of place. The nefesh is not even a keli.
So now you're saying that the nefesh is completely devoid of his actions. It's only the Ora nefesh which is.
That's right.
The nefesh is completely devoid of that.
The nefesh is completely devoid. There's only one thing, that the nefesh has a mission, a shlichus, and therefore it makes a difference in the nefesh to fulfill its mission.
When
So
we
that-
speak
so there it
about
is.
the nefesh,
Huh?
is the nefesh in the kiss?
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
So there it is effective. It has this. What is this about? It has this mission. So
This
That
is
would show,
right.
being
Let's stop right there.
okay.
Which level is the ore of the 5 parts of the neshama, of the nefesh?
All five.
All 5?
All five in the oil. Nefesh itself is higher than even Yechida. Okay, we got the map.
So what's you started off by saying about the koshas are included in the aura. What was the point that you wanted to make?
That whenever it's executed on the koich level, there is the oil that illuminates it and gives it a chayas, gives it a presence, a reality.
you going to be with us?
Even at the very last moment of the actual koyach action.
I don't know if I should ask a follow-up.
Huh?
I don't know, I'm a little afraid to ask a follow-up.
To ask what?
A follow-up question, I mean, why is that so difficult to understand? I mean, why, it seems to be, what's the difficulty in that statement? That since it's the very last action, we wouldn't see that there's an or that's connected to the or.
The koyach hatnu in the hand, you're able to move a cup and you're able to write. The koyach hatnu, does it make a difference what you do?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
Why does it make a difference?
Because it's a koyach. It's a real expression of the nefesh.
Yeah, but it's the same koyach that moves the cup and the same koyach that writes.
So to the koyach itself, it doesn't matter.
I'm saying, does it matter or it doesn't matter?
In other words, you could think that it doesn't matter. It's very
Right.
easy to think that it's a mechanical action.
That's right.
But we know that it's really not. It really does make a difference because it's a human koyach.
You're saying it's not traceable. You're saying that difference is really not traceable. What's the same?
From the outside, it's hard to see.
I think, okay.
But the koyach itself, it's no difference. But the nefesh or the high levels, there makes a difference.
The difference is because it has a mission. That's a different Ayin. That's not mitzad atzmo.
But the koyach, it does make a difference to the koyach.
Right. Koyach comes with mislabshus. And everything that it's mislabishing has to do with the koyach. That's why you say there's a koyach haksivo, koyach hazriko. It's one koyach. Yeah, you're right, Avram.
Try tomorrow? Try again tomorrow?
Okay, let's go. Let's see what time is it. Yeah, I think we should call tomorrow right now. This is way way too difficult.
We just did well. No, you explained
Excellent.
it. We understood it.
All right, let's hope we'll do better next time. Have a great day.